Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is named Jim's 5am Club, and I come to you every morning around about 5:30. It's about an hour before sunrise today, and I'm down here at Circular Quay, and I look forward to going on another journey this morning into the unknown, where we do a book summary and examine some of the material, some of the OPE, other people's experiences that we've got out there on the internet in the form of book summaries, in the form of books and experiences, and see where it's going to lead us. Today's book summary is an absolute cracker. It comes from yesteryear. The book is entitled Stand and Deliver by Dale Carnegie. And Dale Carnegie, as we all know, is a celebrity from yesteryear who has inspired millions of people through his books, through his courses, so much so that Warren Buffett says that this book and the course that is run based on the material from this book is the greatest investment that he has ever made. So to have one of the most wealthiest baby boomers in the world say that this book, Stand and Deliver, from Dale Carnegie, inspired him to bigger and better things and helped him along the way, is in itself a great introduction and a great message for all of us to at least pay some attention and see what we can reap from this material. So this book here, as Dale Carnegie indicates, is a toolkit for communication and public speaking. Because we need to understand is that we're all communicators, because as humans we are communal and very, very social in nature. We need to be able to communicate effectively, get our point across, and in some situations we need to persuade and generate a following, I guess, throughout our lives. Because the important thing to understand is that each and every one of us have a different past, are going to live a different present. I'm here, you're somewhere else, and we're going to experience a different future. So knowing that, and knowing that each of us have a different slither of reality, we all get to live our lives. We're given a lifetime by God. For many of us, on average, it'll be 70. So we'll probably live to hopefully 70 years. Yesterday, a book summary that I did was entitled 4,000 Weeks, which is 76 years. But we don't know exactly how long each of us are going to live. But the important, I think, for all of us, I guess, is to make sure that we get the most out of our life and we're able to invest and pass on, live, learn, and pass it on to others. The rain has stopped after tremendous storms over the past 2 weeks. It's been raining non-stop for 2 weeks here in Sydney town, and it's only just starting to sprinkle again, so I may need to grab my umbrella at some point through this presentation. So bear with me if I need to duck off. So the first point that Dale Carnegie gives us in this book summary is that you need to practice before an audience in order to remove the fear of talking before people. The way you learn how to speak publicly is to speak publicly. Just like the way you learn how to swim is by swimming. The way you You learn how to run is by running. So if you want to become a capable public speaker, then the message from Warren Buffett, of course, and Dale Carnegie, and this book is that you need to practice in front of people. So at every opportunity that you get, you need to be able to practice speaking in public and just talking with just having some notes and some ideas. And we have this technology today. We've got iPhones which have Dolby sound and Dolby video. You can just set up the video in front of yourself and just talk to your heart's content, because talking to a mobile phone, doing what I'm doing right now, is the same as addressing an audience, because you're basically expressing yourself on a one-on-one basis, and regardless of whether or not it's a camera in front of you or an audience in front of you, it's no different. So you can use the technology that we've got available to us to present your content and practice over and over again. If I was a young person today, if I was 10 years old, I'd be using a mobile phone every single day to record what I'd learnt at school, because it's all about recalling and presenting. And if you do it immediately after class, and then you can use it later on as a summary to remember your coursework. So there's nothing stopping young people. There's nothing stopping anybody taking their mobile phone and recording their learnings on a daily basis, because it will help them A, reinforce it, and B, have it as documentary evidence for them to be able to use later on. So the author then goes on to say, Dale Carnegie, who was a brilliant presenter and a brilliant mind, specifically in this field of personal development, said that we need to be able to entertain and inform our audience, as well as persuade and inspire. And it needs to be done in a one-on-one context. Now you need to be presenting, thinking that you're just chatting and talking to one person, and that person needs to also feel that the message is directed and specific and tailored for them. So there is an art form that you can generate. So hopefully when we go through this book summary, we'll be able to identify some of the tricks of the trade. The author then goes on to say, and Warren Buffett goes on to say as well, that what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to convince your audience, present to your audience, but to do that, you need to absolutely know what you're talking about. It's very, very hard to bluff an audience on a topic that you're not confident about and you don't know about. So you need to know first and foremost what you're saying, and that is an important, key lesson, that you need to become an expert. You need to become the person who knows just a little bit more than what everybody else knows. You don't need to know everything. You need to master something to a certain point that you know just a little bit more than other people, so that you're teaching them something and they're taking something from it. So the author then goes on to say, so Dale Carnegie talks about the importance of being authentic in your view. You need to express your view on a particular topic and not necessarily other people's. So with Jim's 5am Club, yes, I do take other people's book summaries, but I spin it in a way that I'm basically presenting it from the prism that I see that book and that information. But here we go, we've got the breeze picking up now, so just had to grab the umbrella before it went over the side. So you need to be authentic in your view. But the most important lesson to come from this book, from Dale Carnegie, is that you don't and you shouldn't memorize your talk. Otherwise, it'll be like you're reading something and you'll quickly turn off the audience. I'll just move further down and get out of the breeze. So you'll quickly turn off your audience. Nobody wants to hear somebody being a storyteller by reading the story. The best lesson and the key lesson from this book, from Dale Carnegie, is that you need to be able to present it in your own format, in your own tempo, without reading it. Because the staccato reading method, as we said, may and often does turn off an audience. But what you should be doing, according to the author, is that you need to be rehearsing your thoughts. You need to be able to get the thoughts clear in your mind, rehearse what you're basically saying in a particular order, not exactly, but to know that you're going to be talking about A, B, C, and D. You're going to be making these points in a particular sequence, and then when you deliver your speech, you deliver it, and then you go off the cuff, but knowing exactly that you're going to be saying A, B, C, and D, and you need a strong start and you need a strong ending. So you need to be able to rehearse your opening, rehearse your ending, but be able to speak from the heart for the core element of your speech. So the author here says that we need to rehearse our thoughts in our mind and go over and over it before the speech. So you need to prepare. So you just can't get away with just rocking up and just chatting away. And you need to deliver with conviction, with a depth of conviction that will keep your audience connected. And you need to do it with enthusiasm. So conviction and enthusiasm are two key points to keep your audience connected to you. You need to be able to express your natural self. We're all different. I'm different from you, you're different from from me, and everybody is different from each other. We've all got different styles, but we all have a natural self, and we need to be able to express authentically and holistically that natural self, because the audience, according to this author, this is an important point. Generally, people want you to succeed. People want you to win. But people also want you to win them over. They're not going to allow you to win without putting in a genuine effort to get them over the line and in your pocket, so to speak. Let me just change pages here. Bear with me so I don't drop my notes into the harbour. So the bottom line, according to Dale Carnegie, and this is a beauty because I spent a lot of time in sales. My wife and I had a mobile phone business. We had two businesses in Penrith and Ashfield. And what I've learnt from that is that people genuinely want to be seduced. They want to be won over in order to sign on the dotted line and to secure a win, a contract. So people genuinely want you to do the work, to seduce them step by step, and so too, according to Dale Carnegie, is the case with public speaking. Let me just get out of this breeze because it's going to buffet with the microphone and cause me grief. So I'll just move over here. So according to Dale, you need to get off to a good start. When you're walking up to the podium, you need to walk up briskly, confidently, and naturally. And you need to get off to a good start. You need to win them over in the first minute is the key lesson from this book. And I'll just get in here because I'll be buffeted from the breeze in this little section here. So Dale says you need to start well, win the first minute. So it's like a bout. It's like being in a boxing match. You need to make sure that you assert yourself in that first minute. So you need to start fast and have a dynamic open which gets and holds their attention. This is important. This is key. So, and it's also important, according to this author, I didn't know this, but I'm learning it for the first time myself, that you don't open with humour. You don't open with humour because humour may not work, because your audience may not know that they're expected to laugh. The author here says that humour should be used towards the end of your presentation. Humour is a dessert, never a main course and never an entree, according to Dale Carnegie, but you need to be able to use it, but to use it sparingly and to use it later on as a reward. So never start with humour and never start with an apology, because once again, these are weak starts. These are starts that are mood killers, can turn off your audience. You need to start off strong, you need to start off confidently, and you need to win them in that first minute. So never start with humour and never start with an apology. But your speech, your talk, your presentation needs to be about them, their interests, their problems, their hopes, and their dreams. So it's important to be able to capture their imagination, and when you're talking, you need your audience to be contemplating and thinking about how it impacts and how it affects, how it improves and how it changes their personal situation. So really, really important. The author here also says that you need to be genuinely grateful. You need to come across genuine, and you need to be grateful at the opportunity that you have to present to people. Because what you're doing is you're using up the most important resource in their life, which is their time. You need to respect that, and you need to add some value to them. But in order to do that, you need to be grateful that you're actually using up and having the opportunity to present to them. Another important thing, and I picked this up many years ago when I was at a Anthony Robbins seminar, the importance of the presenter using their eyes to engage the audience. For those who know and have been to an Anthony Robbins seminar, Anthony Robbins is a man mountain. He's an absolute giant. And one thing that stands out is that he's got big hands, he's got a big body, and he's got big eyes. You know, you could be sitting 200 meters away and you can still see the whites of his eyes, and he can still connect with you from a couple of hundred meters away, you know, with those big eyes and those looks. So the author here says that it's critical to be able to use your eyes to engage the audience, to involve the listeners, and not to take yourself too seriously, because people are very suspicious of people who take themselves far too seriously. So some powerful points there. What else can we get here? And the next point that the author makes, Dale Carnegie, who was a great storyteller as well, is that you need to incorporate anecdotes and stories into your presentation. because what that does is that it arouses emotions, and it arouses your emotion as well as your audience emotions as well. So once again, using stories, using anecdotes, being a storyteller. You know, it's not only your grandchildren, it's not only your children who like to hear your stories. Everybody loves to hear stories. Everybody wants to be mesmerized and captured by the dream time, and you're the author of your dream time. So to be able to capture people's attention, it's important to be able to use anecdotes and stories, according to Dale Carnegie, as it arouses and it engages people's emotions. The bottom line, according to Dale, from this wonderful book here that Warren Buffett thinks so highly of, is that the speech, the presentation, your engagement needs to be motivational, challenging, thoughtful, and respectful. And the last point that comes from this book is that you must never end with a thank you. What you should be doing is ending on a high, ending with a call to action so that people can use the material, use and leverage that presentation so that they can gain something from it. Anyway, I'm finishing up now, so thank you for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club from this, I guess it's going to be a dry day. The wind's still coming in from the south, so there may be some rain being pushed up the coast, depending on whether or not those clouds have disappeared. There is a bit of cloud cover, but it doesn't feel like it's going to dump down today. So hopefully we can have some dry weather leading into the weekend. My cousin Samantha is getting married on the weekend, so we all are praying that it's a dry day, and we're looking forward to her and Tim tying the knot, getting married after a number of years, and for them to have a beautiful life ahead of them. Anyway, take care, wishing you all the best, and I look forward to coming to you again from a different place, from a different location, where we're able to showcase and highlight the beauty of this country, of this city of Sydney, and to enable us to live, learn and pass it on, and to be able to incorporate the many messages, the tremendous amount of OPE, of knowledge, of wisdom that has been captured in books, that have been captured on the internet, and that have been captured in blogs. Now, this is my 1,302nd blog in English. I've done another 61 in Greek, and if I was able to concatenate all the material that I've been able to capture over the past 1.5 years in terms of words in a book, the book would be almost 4 million words long, and would be probably one of the longest books to have ever been published. I'm really chuffed to be able to stand here and boast and to say that at 1,300 vlogs, I've almost doubled the number of stories that Aesop was able to present in terms of Aesop's fables. The collection of Aesop's fables are about 650. So already I've been able to document and capture double the amount that the famous Aesop was able to present and preserve and pass on to the world. So I encourage everybody to make the most of it whilst they can. Use this technology, vlog your knowledge, vlog your life ambitions, and pass it on to the next generation or to anybody else who is and may be interested. Take care, have a wonderful Wednesday, and today is the third day of my Lenten fast. It's the third day where I'm just drinking water only, and I will break the fast tonight after the service of the pre-sanctified gifts and have some nuts, some fruit, some vegetables, and to then experience 2 more days of water only. And on Friday evening, I will once again have some unprocessed meals such as nuts and fruit, and then can commence my standard strict fast for the 40 days leading in to Holy Week. So 3 days of water only, and I feel unbreakable. I feel unbelievably strong because my body now has kicked into ketosis and I'm feasting on ketones, and I feel very alert because the brain absolutely loves devouring ketones. I'm having lots and lots of water, and I'm feeling strong, and I'm feeling very, very powerful at the moment. So for those who worry about fasting, it is counterintuitive. The body actually regenerates when you switch it off, because it allows it to go through and cleanse, to rebuild and to recover. So take care, wishing you all the best, and we'll chat again. Bye for now.